Hey everyone, welcome back for another update video on my off-grid solar system. As you can kind of see behind me, it's just kind of a gloomy, rainy day. It's a little windy, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay. But I have a pretty good update for you here. Definitely some positive news. First off, thankfully everything has been running great. And for the month of September, we didn't use any grid power for the first time ever. That's pretty awesome. So in theory, our next bill should just be the mandatory connection fee or service fee, whatever they have. I think it's like 12 bucks or something. So that is really cool. Our last bill, if you watched my last video, you know how my bills don't follow the calendar month, so it's not exact. But my last bill was only $30 for the previous video. So that was pretty cool too. So it's trending downward. But the fact that this month we used no power from the grid, awesome. Finally, I was really hoping to do that a lot sooner, but whatever this is, month 7 or whatever, we finally got there. Also happy to report that both of the batteries have been working flawlessly. I've been using the T-Rex, the camper behind me, on some road trips with the Model X. So I've had the T-Rex there in the garage powering the house, maybe half the month, something like that. But they both have worked great. Thankfully, I still have both of them because if you remember way back in the other videos, this inverter will not work unless it's connected to a battery. So if I do take the T-Rex camper on a road trip or one of them on a road trip, there has to be another battery connected to it to have power at the house. Thankfully, I do finally have an electrician coming this week, and we're going to be installing a manual switch. So if I ever sell one of the battery packs and I happen to be taking a road trip with the other one, that leaves no battery at the house and no inverter to work. So the electrician is going to come over. We're going to install a manual switch that'll connect the house to the grid and bypass the inverter if or when we ever need it. Wintertime, we might need it. I don't know how much solar power we're going to get in the winter. Right now it's October 2nd, so we got to start thinking about that because it's pretty close, unfortunately. I also need to finalize my building permit for all the solar panels and solar system that I had installed. And with that is I have to have an electrical inspection, and I haven't been able to do that because the electrical stuff wasn't quite done. So hopefully this week that'll be done. So that's great news for me. There hasn't really been any news on the Princeton Power front. It's on my end though this time. So if you watched my last video, you know that they did finally get a hold of me. It's going to be 500 bucks to do some troubleshooting. I didn't really want to pay that. I was willing to, but after having a record month in September and then having August be pretty good too, I feel like I have pretty good control over the system. So I just have to watch it and monitor it. But the other big thing is that he told me I have to have a Microsoft computer. And I didn't want to go out and buy a computer in addition to paying the 500 bucks. And I don't know anybody who even has a Microsoft computer. So yeah, thankfully they are willing to help, finally, it sounds like. It's just, I think I've maybe grown past it. We'll see. I mean, things have been going really well, but a lot of it is just me monitoring stuff. We know now when to run different appliances, when we can't run things together and stuff like that. The other thing actually that's helped a lot is that my Model X that's here behind me, I've been supercharging that a lot. So we have a supercharger right downtown in Ithaca that has only been there about a month and a half, something like that. And it's right near a ton of stuff that I always do. So I've been supercharging, and the Model X has so much power that I only have been supercharging like maybe once, maybe twice a week. But not having a second EV to worry about charging at home, I think has also really helped our capacity and our storage here, because really the only car we're charging at home is my wife's RAV4, and we actually haven't even been charging that car very often because she doesn't have to drive very far to work. She doesn't take any road trips, and when we do go on a bit of a drive, we take the Model X. So it's all working really well, thankfully. And that's really good because we still don't have the full output that I think we should have with the solar system. We rarely ever see above like 8 kilowatts in full sun coming from the solar panels. Again, the Princeton Power guys could probably tweak that a little bit. He said he could, but it's been working. It's been working well enough that I don't think I need to spend the money on it and a laptop or computer. So I think that's a pretty good update, pretty much as best news as I can give. I'm really looking forward to seeing the next bill coming up, because it should be zero, which is just awesome. Like, I love that we have all of these amenities in this house. We have 2 EVs, and now we're totally off grid. So keep my fingers crossed that this continues. We'll see how winter goes. But I guess that's about it, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next update. Bye.